in Parliament. It's not just about the policies of the party.
The issue is, irrespective of the fact that the level of income has gone so low, people still need to feed.
Yes, people have to feed, but they have to feed and they must visit market.
The general belief is that one has to graduate first before going to serve.
When it comes to certificates, you know that we have a lot of problems.
On ITV's breakfast show, this morning on ITV is showing from Mondays to Thursdays at this time.
The program is still this morning on ITV. Of course, every Monday morning, the first thing we do is to go to Aviation. The Aviation has quite a lot, and with your number one aviation freak, a man who has taught so many lands when it comes to the issue of aviation event and program. And when it happened in Abuja, when the world assembled in Abuja Transcorp Hilton, he was there. He, of course, paid what everyone paid in dollars, and he participated. He brought quite a lot, and we trashed all of that within 5 weeks. And of course, it's holiday. He also traveled just like every other person traveled. And of course, he is with me on the phone to tell us what he, of course, observed while also traveling quite a lot. And with me, well, not live, but on the phone is your number one aviation freak, Mr. Godwin Ike. A very good morning to you, sir.
Hi, good morning, Joe, and how has been your weekend and this beautiful day of 25th December 2014, Joe?
Yeah, we are doing well here. It's a bit cold and dusty in the nation's capital, and all is well. It's Christmas, and how are you celebrating yours?
Joe, may I say Happy Christmas to my team and viewers. My viewers kindly welcome to the program, and I hope you're all enjoying this lovely Christmas day.
Yes, sure, and everyone is doing well. I'm sure that seeing your picture on the screen, they definitely will know that you would not allow a minute pass by without giving them the latest in the world of aviation. And now quickly, what are the themes that you have noticed as you travel?
Well, Joe, at the airport, the observation is not very interesting one at all, and I hope that somebody somewhere is listening, and we've got to do something about this. A lot of passengers in the past couple of days have been stranded at the airport. Some of them booked flights, made payments, but had no seats on the flight, and as they arrived at the airport,
Okay, it is still this morning on ITV. We'll be back. Aviation, beginning of the discussion segments. And here we'll take a look at the review of the World Aviation Summit that took place in Abuja last week, and one of our own, of course, your number one aviation freak, who most time attends programs and events in some other parts of the world, really did not miss this one that took place in his backyard. He was there, and it's what we shall be looking at, the discussions, as well as issues that, of course, arise during the conference. I have with me your number one aviation freak, Mr. Godwin Ike. Very good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Joe. How was your weekend?
Yeah, beautiful, and yours?
Oh, wonderful as always.
Yeah. So quickly, we'll just take a look at what happened at that awesome conference you attended last week.
Joe, in all my trips around the world concerning aviation issues, I've never found one as awesome as what happened in Transcorp Hilton, Abuja starting from Thursday, last week. And the remarkable thing about that program remains that since 1944, that the International Civil Aviation Organization came into being, up until this day, that forum has not held anywhere else in the world except in Montreal, Canada. And for the very first time that it would hold anywhere outside Nigeria. And it's remarkable, awesome, and believe you me, I couldn't stop admiring our Minister of State for Aviation, Dr. Hadi Serika. I just sat, as we review the photographs that I brought you, because I brought you quite a lot of photographs. I have only 3 clips to quickly give a summary of what the program was all about and the conclusions made. I think we'll take those 3 clips first, so that we have all the time to savour the beautiful photographs that will show you the Vice President while he was opening the ceremony, our minister, and other ministers, a lot of industry, and our great guy in ADB. That's the African Development Bank, additional. He was there because his agency was one of the agencies that put together this awesome program.
Okay, now let's start by looking at the clips, and then you tell us the theme of that event, what it aims to achieve, and at the end of the day, I know most events will end with a communique, and what is the content of that.
That's correct.
Now let's start with the clip.
There you go, Joe. We can actually read straight from the screen. Declaration and framework for a plan of action. The list you have there are those that are involved in the declaration, and put them all together. Ministers of member states of African Union, AU, representatives of African Union Commission, AUC, the new partnership for African development in Nepal, and of course the the Nepal Planning and Coordination Agency, NPCA, the African Development Bank, and of course one-headed bank.
Okay, we've been discussing the issue faced by some travelers at the various airports across the country, and Mr. Agodi Ike, #1 aviation freak, was giving us a brief on that. All right, Mr. Ike, you can go on.
Yeah, my dear viewers, apologize for the break in transmission due to network problems with the phone. Right, I'm glad we're back on air. So as I was saying, a lot of passengers got stranded. They booked their flights, made payments, believed they had flights to catch at the airport, and then got to the airport to find out the airplanes were said to be filled up and that they had no space. And that keeps me wondering, how would an airline go on collecting money even when its airplane is already filled up? That is lawlessness at its highest point. And the Ministry of Aviation, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, and the rest of them have got to do something about this.
But
it smacks of extreme irresponsibility for airlines to go on collecting money even when they know that their airplanes are full.
Okay, now if you touch a little on passengers' bill of right, what penalty awaits airlines that collect monies, and of course they know that they don't have.
They're quite, you know, they are quite a lot that can happen. Unfortunately, Nigerians are not paying attention to pursuing their rights under the bill. The bill clearly, you know, stipulates compensation of different sorts to be paid to you know, passengers who book flights, get to the airport, and out of no fault of theirs fail to travel. And it's up to the passengers to, you know, file in appropriately with NCAA their experiences, and then pursue it to the logical, you know, point on how the airlines that have so disappointed them penalized. You see, I keep saying this to anyone that wants to listen, Joe. We will not fix Nigeria when we pay no attention to insisting on laws being obeyed by all. Lawlessness is part of what has turned our nation upside down. We've got to sit up, and people have got to create time to pursue their legal rights to logical conclusion. It's all part of, excuse me, it's all part of you know, building our nation and adding value. If we fold our hands and expect a good nation to fall from the skies, then we'll be deceiving ourselves, because that will never happen. Nations are built, all hands on deck, and that's what I have been preaching, and I hope somebody somewhere is listening. So the victims of these airlines excesses in the past couple of days must create time and pursue your rights.
Okay,
all the benefits. Get all the benefits therein.
No, Mr. Ike.
They have some financial benefits, and for those who were so stranded and needing to go home, the airlines are supposed to provide them hotel accommodation. They are supposed to provide them with food. You know, there's an array of compensation that the Bill of Rights stipulates under the circumstance. But you find that no one pays attention, and everybody just grumbles and jump into the next available, you know, vehicle and run home, or look for alternative airlines to buy yet another ticket, you know, without even...
Okay, if I should ask you this, Mr. Ike, when it happened to you, when, of course, you were stranded in New York with Lufthansa Air.
That was in Houston. That was
okay, in Houston, and you didn't have to meet any... Hello? Yes.
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm just correcting the location. That was in Houston, Texas.
Okay, Houston, Texas.
United States of America. Not New York. In Houston, Texas.
Now, you didn't have to meet any authority to, you know, get compensation.
No.
But because you said those stranded here,
that experience, if that's what you want to hear.
Hello, I can hear you. Now, the question is, if in other climes you don't have to meet any authority to get your compensation, why should we, be meeting, authority like you said, that those stranded should meet NCAA, FAN, and those responsible to press home their charges? Why should it be so?
Okay, Joe, let me explain it to you. It's all about level of development. What we are passing through right now, those other clients passed through them over 100 years ago. So it's a level of development at the moment. There used to be a time in the United States of America when they had their days of hooliganism and lawlessness. They had their own fair share at their own time. But a few people in government got together and said to each other, ladies and gentlemen, can we stop the nonsense? I will urge any interested Nigerian who really wants to know how we can build this nation into a first-class country to read the history of North America. unfortunately, a lot of people are not reading anymore, not even our own students. Very unfortunately, Joe, a lot of people are not reading, and it's keeping us back a whole lot. Now, if you read the history of North America, you will read about their days of hooliganism and lawlessness. They have their own fair share, but a few people also in government got together and said, ladies and gentlemen, can we stop the nonsense? And they set out to stop the nonsense. They were really hard on people. Those that committed capital offenses were properly tried and executed. Those that deserved to be put away for life were put away for life, and they spent their lives all in jail and died in jail. No sentiments, no emotions. And we've got to get together as a people in Nigeria and say to ourselves, can we stop the nonsense? Because what's going on at the moment in the country is completely nonsensical and unacceptable.
So how do we begin to fix all of that?
Right. Now, wondering, coming back to your wonder, why is it that, when it happened to me in Houston, I didn't have to meet anybody yet? If for instance, the airline, I wouldn't bother to call their name, but if you want, I give their name because it's good news for them, but that will amount to an advertisement.
So no need, but it happened. It happened. And you're a living witness.
No. I am not saying that the airline will be angry. I am only saying that the commercial content and commercial value for the airline, they haven't paid for it.
Yes. So no need, really no need, because we know that so it happened.
The commercial value of calling their name and telling the good story about what they did. Yeah. So it so happened that we have this flight from Houston, Texas, all the way to Nigeria. But then something happened in the U.S. The oil magnates that meet annually in Houston, Texas, just happened to have finished their meeting. We're all, rushing home to Europe and other parts of the world, and the same airline had to fly them up to their home capital before they will now board their various flights. And so the airline, yanked off a whole lot of passengers in order to admit those oil magnates that were, desperately in need of leaving Houston, Texas. So, because the laws work there, for instance, if the airline didn't invite us to give us a beautiful hotel room, all bills paid, whatever we ate and drank were paid by the airline. They give us good transportation to the hotel, and then we had a wonderful time overnight. One ate and drank whatever one felt like, and then came back the next morning, took us from the airport, transported us back to the airport, and then boarded us on the new available flight, and brought us home. And in addition to that, they paid each of us 900 euro. Hello.
I can hear you.
Yes. Each of us.
That is huge. That is huge.
Yeah, 900 euros. So it was actually supposed to be a 1,000 plus, but I think it was taxed, and the net amount that came to us was 900. Now it was good money, Joe. Apart from almost another close to 700 or 800 euros spent, at the hotel for each passenger. But Joe, had they not taken the initiative
to do that?
Because I'm happy and comfortable.
You didn't press for it. You are even not aware of it.
If one had stayed back for just 1 week and dragged that airline to court in Houston, Texas, the matter will be heard in less than 1 week, and a judgment will be delivered, and it might just cost them 1 million euros in punishment slammed at them by the courts.
Okay, now
have you seen it? Have you seen the difference? How it works?
Sure.
So they won't wait to have such colossal losses on their hands, because laws work and work promptly. Now, I know that the frustration of an average Nigerian is that if you were to get that angry and you were to sue the airline here to demand your right,
your compensation,
and then of course, demand punitive punitive fine against the airline, what would you find?
Okay,
You'll be in court for the next 5 years. You've been caught for the next 5 years, and lawyers will be using technicalities to make you come today and come tomorrow.
Sure. Mr. Ike, quickly.
It's not good for our nation. So the legal system has got to sit up and has got to, live up to expectation.
Now, before we go quickly, is if you subscribe to having an agency, a new agency that will, of course, deal with passengers' rights immediately.
Yes, Joe, I actually saw that idea. I had discussions with a couple of people during the ICA or 2017, when the whole world got to Abuja, Nigeria, to discuss aviation infrastructure, and I was opportune and privileged to be there. I participated, I made contributions, and I asked questions. I know that I put this across to a couple of foreign representatives, about the challenges we're having here, and they made it very clear that everything is in our hands. Nobody's going to come here to do anything for us. We'll do it ourselves. That it's expected that we should be able to fix, our justice department and get it to work, and work properly. And then by that, people will be worried about doing what's wrong, because once you are caught, the law will be prompt in dealing with you. And that's human nature. That, if we do not, get people to understand that there will be consequences for this behavior, nobody's going to get serious. And that's what, virtually everybody I talked to, said to me. They agree that a whole lot of irresponsible things are going on. But they're also saying to us, it's all in our hands to deal with it, that it won't fall from the skies. And I agree completely with them. And that's what I've been preaching to this nation. But unfortunately, I am not in the corridors of power to add my voice and be really strongly heard, and then do what we have to do to ensure that Nigerians begin to obey laws at all levels. I mean, if you also notice what's going on our roads, you find a whole lot of lawmakers who are supposed to be protecting the laws that they made for us, breaking laws on the highways.
Do you have anyone in particular that you witnessed? Hello? Hello, sir.
And I give my compliments to the Nigerian Road Safety Commission.
Yes, but on the one you just raised, on the one you just raised, that you saw some lawmakers, violating the road rules. Is there anyone that you, of course, have seen personally recently?
These people are siren blaring, and they are all people in one level or the other in government. Be it state governments, federal, they are all convoys of siren blaring government officials who will never stay on the queue. What do you find? Why our hard-working road safety individuals, I saw the road safety officials taking video clips of those culprits, and my hope is that They will make these video clips available for publication on the numbers of the vehicles, because I saw them, recording. I actually stopped by and congratulated, one of them that was taking a risk of his life, standing in the middle of the road, taking shots of those breaking the rules, or they were even threatening to knock them down. They, I saw one of them jumping off the road when the vehicle that he was trying to stop was not slowing down. The siren was blaring and he was on the opposite side of the traffic, going ahead and blocking those that are coming from the opposite direction and making the logjam, worse than ever. It's absolute lawlessness. People behave and feel, bigger than the law. And I'm hoping that somebody, in the villa is listening. It's just my great hope that Mr. President is listening. We can't go on this way as a nation. It's nonsensical and very irresponsible. We can't go on this way. We've got to stop the nonsense.
All right, we've got to put ourselves right. We really have to do things that is akin to what's obtainable in developed climate. It has been with your number one aviation freak, Mr. Godwin Ike. Before we go, any last word?
Well, my last word is that I urge all Nigerians to continue to remain patient, to continue to be law-abiding. Lawlessness makes you weak. Your strength lies in being law-abiding. And for those of you who want to be rich and wealthy, I say to you, you cannot be rich if you cannot be trusted. So make yourself trustworthy and see how wealth, creation and building, comes easier than you can ever imagine. So continue to be law-abiding and continue to be trustworthy, and then of course pray to your God who is the giver of everything on earth, and then do that with faith. And remember again that faith without works is absolutely nonsensical.
All right, thank you so much for of course, availing us this time to talk.
Work to it so that it will come through for you.
Once again, many thanks for sharing your thought with us on what you have noticed at the Utah season, where travelers are stranded at various airports, and for those on the road, you also discovered that some lawmakers, politicians, who most time make the law, you actually saw them breaking
government officials, firing, blaring government officials.
So I must really thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and a prosperous 2018. Okay. Well, that is the much we...
My wonderful viewers, enjoy your Christmas.
Yes, that's the much we have on this segment, aviation segment, that's been with your number one aviation freak, Mr. Godwin Ike. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the program this morning on ITV continues.
As you wake up in the morning, the first thing in the mind is knowing what is going on around you.
Follow and get an up-to-date analysis on issues on governance, politics, economy, among many other current and burning issues in both local and foreign scenes.
The parliamentary intra-party opposition to the APC.
Well, the intrigues and interest in parliament is not just about the policies of the party.
The issue is, irrespective of the fact that the level of income has gone so low, people still need to feed.
Yes, people have to feed, but they have to feed and they must visit market.
The general belief is that one has to graduate